we intended to use the Akron and Macon as flying aircraft carriers. And the concept developed for them in the 20s and 30s was that these airships would fly ahead of the surface fleet and would periodically launch scouting aircraft that would fan out over the water and look for the enemy fleet to give us early warning of the approach of enemy ships. Then the scout planes would fly back to the Akron and Macon, be recovered, put up in their hangar, and if enemy airplanes try to attack the two airships, they would launch fighter planes, sparrowhawks, the same way to engage and shoot down the enemy.
Filled the role of scout plane and defensive fighter, the Curtiss Wright Sparrowhawk was selected. Chosen primarily for its small size, the Sparrowhawk, unremarkable as a carrier-based plane, seemed well suited to the giant airships. Supported above by a crane, they could be lowered one by one through an opening in the bottom of the hull, and from there, launched into the air. Like an aircraft carrier, the airship would turn into the wind, and the tiny planes would rev their engines as they hung from a metal bar called a trapeze. Barely above stall speed, they would drop when released until they gained sufficient lift to fly their mission. Recovery was the reverse procedure as they flew up to meet the airship. Problems cropped up from time to time and were handled with typical Navy ingenuity. The system was meant to be practical, not elegant.
When the airship took off from Moffett, what would happen is the planes would stay on the ground and wait till the airship got up to a certain elevation and then fly off from Moffett and then attach up onto the mothership. And at that stage, the crew would take the landing gear off the aircraft and attach extra fuel tanks to the Sparrowhawks to increase their scouting range. At that stage, the Sparrowhawks were pretty much committed to landing back on the Macon because they had no other place to land.
For the first few months of 1933, the Akron was busy with fleet maneuvers and public relations flights. If there was a desperate pace to the